guys waking up? I've been up since 2. Took the time and did some meditation, deep thought. Decided to pick up my book again with by Bedell, 1014, The Sacred Book of the Chosen. Excellent information. And as the last couple of videos I've done, I've talked about the mass distractions. Many, 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 many distractions. Why so many? Why are they all over the board too? The same old from times past. Ethnic differences, cultural differences, racial differences, wealth differences, governmental differences. All in an effort to keep all of us divided. There's a reason for that. And once you really research, you can see a pattern developing. A pattern that's actually literally etched in stone of the same stuff happening over and over again. Like I said before, it's like a cycle. Something that happens every so many thousands of years. And I think it has everything to do with the universe and how things are set up. The rotation of the planets. And I was listening to a video that Vidal did yesterday, last night. Speaking about that cycle. And it has everything to do, again, with our solar system, the alignment of the stars and the planets. And the way he described it, if you go back and look, like in 1875, there was some alignment there. Anything dealing with like world disruptions, WARs, always happened or always occurred in the moon cycle. And the moon cycle is associated with the patriarch. But we're leaving the moon cycle and going back into a sun cycle. And with that sun cycle, there's lots of energy coming in from the sun. Then you ask yourself, okay, if all of this energy is coming from the sun, and we've been told or indoctrinated to believe that this energy is bad for us. Get your sunblock on. You won't block all that. For some, yes, but not for all. Anyway, I want to read something to you guys. I said I wasn't going to read this book to you, but there's something, when I read this, I said, this is something that I need to share with my bro stars and sisters, those of us who have awakened to this matrix. We may not fully understand what's going on, but we know inherently something. Let me just read this. This is from the book, Vidal's book, The Sacred Book of the Chosen, and I'm reading on page 15, and it's called 9 Ether Activation. Okay. The chosen are not chosen for comfort. They're chosen for collision. Collision with systems, with timelines, with the very programming that keeps the masses from remembering who they are. The term chosen one is not a poetic catchphrase. It is a vibrational designation. Chosen ones are souls carrying chosen ones are souls carrying rare light codes in their DNA. Codes that disrupt illusions by their very presence. These are the ones born with an internal compass pointing away from the herd. The ones who feel misaligned with societal traditions from birth. That was me. It's probably a lot of you too. They don't find the truth. They are haunted by it. I know that a lot of us can relate to this. And 9 ether is not just hair texture. It is the highest manifestation of melanin in its cosmic state, a triple helix spiritual antennae that spirals like the galaxies themselves. It is a living interface between the soul and the electromagnetic field of the universe. 9 ether is not only a biological feature, it is a metaphysical signature tied to the primordial carbon blueprint. This is the reason why ancient texts called certain beings the gods walking in the flesh were 9 ether spirals inward, 9 ether spirals outward, broadcasting and receiving frequencies from unseen realms. To activate 9 ether is to realign with the source code before colonial, religious, and mental programming corrupted the channel. For chosen ones, 9 ether activation is not an aesthetic, it's a command. Activation begins when the soul refuses to conform to dead systems. This could be triggered by spiritual study, fasting, trauma that breaks the old identity, or the deep realization that the world is upside down. The activation flips on dormant DNA segments, allowing the body to absorb more solar energy, decode cosmic signals, and move beyond linear time perception. When this happens, the chosen one experiences what feels like a mental and physical metamorphosis. And we can all relate to that, I'm sure. Dreams become prophetic, and heavy with symbols. The sun no longer feels like a threat, but like a fuel source. Intuition sharpens into knowing, bypassing the need for constant evidence. Old environments feel suffocating because the vibrational mismatch becomes unbearable. This phenomenon happens because your aura is beyond the bandwidth of the third density. The matrix cannot process 9 ether in full activation mode. The systems of control, politics, media, and religion thrive, you hear me? Thrive on low vibration and distraction. 9 ether, when lit, begins collapsing illusions just by existing. People under heavy programming will resist your presence because you are an open portal to freedom. And freedom terrifies the enslaved mind. This is why chosen ones are often slandered, isolated, and misunderstood. Your frequency exposes the chains people have made peace with. On a spiritual level, low frequency entities perceive activated 9 ether beings as threats to their food supply. These beings are archons, draconian reptilian, and they feed on fear, division, and ignorance. It's a quantum form of sustenance that's tethered to human data. When you rise into your full etheric power, you cut their access to you and those you awaken, so they deploy every distraction, conflict, and emotional snare they can find. The aura of 9 ether gives one the ability to move in alignment with cosmic law, not man's law. Be chosen ones with activated 9 ether are not here to fit in. They are here to rewrite the program. Glitch, 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 be the glitch. Every act of authenticity is a blow to the illusion. Every time you stand in your truth, you re-thread the grid for those ready to wake up. Your very existence is prophecy in motion. To awaken 9 ether is to remember you are not a descendant. You are the continuation. You hear me? We are the continuation of the gods. And that's what they're trying so hard for us not to remember. That's the reason for all the distractions, to keep us in that lower vibration. Because again, the archons and the draconian reptilians, they feed on our emotion, on our emotion. And they try and dictate, they kind of control that because they want to keep us in that lower vibration, because they feed on that. So they're not going to spew out rainbows and sunshines and remind us of who and what we are. They're going to continue to tell us you're awful, you're sinful, you're horrible, you need the blood of Jesus, you need all kinds of things to keep us in guilt and fear and sadness. To go against what I know that most of us have, if you're human. You feel in your core, no matter how you walk in life, I can almost guarantee that the majority of people, even though they still may try and function in the matrix, they still have this deep stirring within them that this is not all it is. There's something wrong. But those, if they're not able to raise that vibration, they'll stay there. And then I did a video yesterday regarding the Renee Good um, the Renee Good situation with the ICE agents, and I shared my thoughts on that. And then I wanted to share too my thoughts on the other one with the gentleman that was unalived at the hands of ICE. The media is pushing the narrative of this poor ICU nurse was just there trying to help to peacefully protest. And when the ICE agent pushed, I guess one of the people that were there, a woman pushed her down, this gentleman turned around to try and assist her and came in direct contact. And of course, tensions were already high. And the way it appeared, it appeared that the ICE agent was very aggressive, overly aggressive, if you're just looking at that. But many don't know that, I want to say a couple of weeks earlier, or I don't know exactly how many, I think it was a couple of weeks earlier, or maybe a couple of months earlier, that this same gentleman that was unalived by the ICE officer was involved in another altercation with ICE agents prior to this incident. And I actually attached the video to this clip so you can go and look at it, so you don't have to find it. But it shows this gentleman very agitated, very aggressively interacting with ICE agents, and you could see him visibly angry. He spit on the vehicle of the ICE official vehicle, leaving. The ICE vehicle was leaving, and he spat on it, screaming and cussing or whatever he was doing. I couldn't hear what he was saying. But then it showed that he actually kicked the headlight out of this official vehicle. Only then is when the officers got out and then jumped on his behind, which they should have done. He shouldn't have done that. That was not okay. But the media doesn't show that. They just say, oh, the poor ICU nurse. Again, they're trying to direct the narrative. They're deliberately trying to divide the nation. And again, to keep everybody angry, to keep everybody in that lower vibration, and keep everybody picking sides. Oh, this side or that side, this side or that side. I'm right. No, you're not. We're right. There's more to the story. Keep in mind that they're trying to divide. And for us, as chosen ones, it's imperative that we do not get involved. We may have our own opinions of what looks, from what we see. How do I put this? No matter what you see, just pay attention that they're trying to divide us. And it's imperative that we stay in the center. it's imperative that we stay in the center. And Yeshua reminded us the kingdom of God is within us. Don't get involved with the left or the right. Our lane is the center. Our center. Our center. Not this way or that way. Another distraction they're doing is the whole thing with Ilan Omar, I think that's how you say her name. She's in trouble. She's in deep doo-doo. So is the Mayor Frey. So is Tim Waltz and others who benefited from the fraud. And it's becoming very, very clear that there's been a lot of fraud. And a lot of these top officials are right in there with it. And again, they're trying to make Ilan seems like she's being attacked by MAGA. But she's here illegally already. She committed fraud by marrying her half brother. Now, granted, I understand that, I did some research and it's her half brother, and he is, I'm trying to figure out that's not trying to figure out the right word to say, but he's in that LGBTQ situation, and he was having a hard time to where understand that he was, possibly in danger. So in desperation, I'm sure that's what she did. Okay, you're my half brother. We'll just do this on paper, blah, 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 just to get you over here. I'm trying to save your life. And I kind of understand that. But at the same time, you are a United States representative. And that was not only the first fraud. Then there's her, the fraud with her husband's wine business and medical marijuana dispensary business as well. I understand there was a lot of fraud there too. But again, they're trying to make it seem like she's the victim and everybody's picking on her. Fast forward to what happened yesterday at her town hall meeting, or where she was leaving comments or whatever. That whole situation was a little bit off to me. And as I watched it with a critical eye, number one, this guy that's in the front, he's in the front. And as she's giving her comments in her speech, go back and watch. Right as she's speaking, she's looking this way and she's looking that way. She's looking this way and she's looking that way as she's speaking. But right after she says, and Kristi Noem needs to be impeached. As soon as she said that, notice the gentle nod, looking directly at this gentleman, and a quick nod. Very subtle, but you can see it. Very subtle, but you can see it. And right as she did that gentle nod, he pops into action. Sprays her with, we know, apple cider vinegar, not in her face, but on her chest. Now, if you were a person trying to cause harm to someone, you're going to go for the face. That could have been an accident. He may have aimed to the face, and because of, it could have been there. And then the way he stood up and he backed himself into the security guards, into security. Then too, what struck me is right after this assault, if someone was to spray something on me and I don't know what it was, my first inclination is to look on myself. Oh my God, what is this? Trying to assess what just happened. And then two, you smell something, and whether you smell it or not, some weird person has jumped up and sprayed me with some unidentified solution on me. My first inclination is to get away from them, and whatever this is, get it off of me, not to go fight him. And you can see her with her fist drawn, like she was supposed to throw down. It just seemed really, really staged to me. And if it's legitimate, if it really happened, I'm sorry that happened to her. But for me watching it, my BS meter went, something ain't right. Something is not right. And again, what this is another distraction to distract us away from perhaps investigating the fraud. You see what I'm saying? There's something going on. But again, as I'm sitting here talking about it, this is exactly what they want. They want us focused on this, and we need to get out of that. Get out of that. And like I said before, we can watch the show, because everything that is occurring right now is prophecy. And what is prophecy? What is prophecy? What I think it is, going again to the Bible, because that's what, here in America, that's what most of us go by, is the scriptures. But even other older texts, and from different cultures and lands, they pretty much have the same story. This is something that happens on cycles. We have been awakened at this time to recognize this cycle. And Yeshua, again, Jesus, in the scriptures and also other ancient books, let us know that all these things must occur, but the end is not yet. This is a process. And again, I think that we are here to recognize these signs, to not get involved with the left or the right. We are the stabilizers. We have awakened. Don't look for either side. The kingdom is right here. Our job is to be that stabilizing light for everybody. And our light is here. It's not down here. We have to stay in that higher love vibration. And again, to meet the energy that's coming down from the sun, there's the energy coming. We have to meet it. And by us emitting our light and our energy and our high vibration, we emit light all around us, encouraging others to awaken, and more of the collective to awaken, more of the chosen ones to awaken, as we bring in the true vibration of how this earth is supposed to be. This is deep, guys. So again, stay focused on staying in that high love vibration. Keep manifesting with our minds. Again, everything begins with a thought. Don't be pulled down. Don't let your mental state be pulled down into the drama and the sadness and the chaos. Use our minds to manifest the world we want to see. No sadness, no division. Just us loving, supporting, each other as we elevate. Yeah. Yeah. See, there's a couple of folks in here. Let me just say hi. I gotta take my glasses off so I can see y'all. Oh, wow. We got 21 people in here. I'm so glad you guys came today. I really am. And I'm going to be doing more of these talks. Hi, Luana, my darling. Hood monkey. 1 in a million, preach. Just speak in my heart, darling. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And some of them stink. Yeah, buddy. But because you take one, I can't read the red. Oh, there it goes. I wish I could figure this out. Because you take one side is on a particular doesn't mean you're part of that. That's true. That's true. Be moderate. Be centrist. Be knowledgeable. Absolutely. And I like that you said that because I guess the Most High God or whatever you say, whatever you want to say, that scripture in the Bible that says, "My people will perish" or something because of lack of knowledge. Yeah. And in today's time, I can see what happened to our ancestors in the past because they didn't have access to this knowledge. But it also mentions in the Bible that in the latter days, knowledge would increase, and is definitely increased with the internet. So ignorance now is a choice. If you have questions, you can research. So those who say this is how I've always been taught, that's what it says, that's it. Well, again, ignorance is a choice. Make yourself well, how does it make you study to make yourselves worthy or something like that? How does that go? Yeah. What's the next one? Farmer. God bless you. We are God's baby. Yes, I will bless myself and I will bless you as well. We are the gods. We all are facets of source, the same way Jesus, Yeshua was, Buddha, Krishna, all of them. They were all ascended masters. And what that simply means is they understood and they finally understood who and what they were. They were sovereign, free spirit beings, just like we are. And Yeshua told us that too. He says, you think what I do is something? He says, you will do greater things than me. Do you not know that ye are gods? Yeah. So bless you, darling. Cal 9, 7G. I am in the political center. The political center of 1,100. I'm not sure what that means. Scott says such nonsense. Hold on. Let me see what if you say. Such nonsense. What nonsense of what I'm saying, or nonsense of what you're thinking, or what you've been led to believe, Scott? Matthew. Amen. Letting go of man-made problems is right on, man. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is not man-made problems. This is archon-made problems. And we got in the crossfire. But it's time for us to wake the heck up out of this mess. And hopefully assist in waking others up. Ross dogs. Sage advice. Thank you, darling. Whiskey Throt. And some of these folks, I don't recognize your name. Thank you and welcome to the channel, but I don't recognize your names, but I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're here. Please subscribe and hit the like so the algorithms will pick me up again. I've lost a lot of subscribers because I was talking too much about the pokey poke and other things that AI did not like, so they put me in YouTube jail. Whiskey Throt. Oh, shut your black ass. Okay, now I'm not even going to block you, Whiskey, but number one, this ain't black, baby. This is not black. I am one of the Aboriginal copper colored people indigenous to the Americas. I am not black. Black means you don't exist, and I exist. And you keep talking like that, I will take care of you. Bob, I'm still in the center if I support ICE and our law enforcement as well as the public. Hold on. Am I still center if I support ICE and our law enforcement as well as the public? I would say so. Because I would say basically that's where I am myself. You know, I see both sides of it. Absolutely. The ICE agents are doing their jobs according to the law of this land. They're doing their jobs. However, on the other side of things, if you're a human being, I don't think there should be borders at all. This earth belongs to all of us, no matter what we look like. The earth belongs to humans. So, yeah, I can see us doing both. Farmer, you go, girl. God is great. Absolutely. We are fantastic. Yes, we are. The center is not represented as much as we want it to be. I do love your message, though. Good morning. Yes. And yes, the way the world is running right now, it's either you're on the left or you're right. Most are not. The ones who are in the center, there's not much talk about that. They want you to be on one side or the other, and they emphasize that. You got to choose this or you got to choose this. We don't have to. In the center, y'all. This kingdom or matrix, illusion, 3D, whatever this crap is not our kingdom. We are waking up into this mess, and we're remembering. Bob, Socrates says knowledge is the only virtue. Absolutely. We had access to this knowledge for a while, yes. But just seems recently people are really digging into it, and it's causing a lot of people to wake up. Crypto various. Problem with the internet is there can be way more noise and lies than truth. Absolutely. And that's where discernment comes in. We were bombarded with all types of information, but we need to take in the information and let it resonate. And how it resonates in your core tells you if you listen to that inner voice. And my inner voice has been screaming since my earliest memory that something is wrong with this world. As a young child, as young as I want to say 6 years old, I can remember looking around like something is wrong, or like I don't belong here, or I have something more to do. And I'm sure I messed up again. I'm back. That's what happens when I press buttons and I don't need to touch nothing. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and close for now. I just wanted to share um, my thoughts this morning on what's happening in the world. And again, as a strong reminder, don't get involved in it. Don't get involved in it. Stay in that center. Stay in that high love vibration. Keep encouraging each other and manifesting the world that we want to live in. Okay? So, as always, keep your vibrations high, and we'll talk again soon. Maybe I'll do a video of something here on the homestead instead of talking about this stuff, okay? So we'll do something on the homestead next time. Or I'll do maybe a guided meditation, or we may go dance in the woods. I can't do a dance in the woods right now because it's still full of snow out there. Anyway, take care, guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, my babies.